Welcome to a special series of bouts produced by the Interplanar Fighting Championships. Introducing IFC's Kraken Week. Kraken Week is an event created by Ginny D and Pointy Hat where TTRPG creators are making nautical-themed content for the first week of July. Here at the IFC, the arena is flooded because we have 7 underwater battles where D&D sea monsters clashed for control of the 7 seas. But it wouldn't be the IFC if you couldn't score points with your predictions, now would it? So predict the winners of each bout, and each day the power of the monsters will grow, and so will the points you can earn. Our first Kraken Week matchup finds the Sea Hag versus a Swarm of Quippers. Who's gonna win? There's only one way to find out. We gotta roll. The Swarm of Quippers will be up first. We're gonna use their bite attack. A 9 plus 5 is a 14, exactly what they need to hit. 46 piercing damage. 16 points of damage. It is now the Sea Hag's turn, and they're gonna use their claw attack. An 11 plus 5 is going to hit. 2d6 plus 3 slashing damage. 10 points of slashing damage, but the Swarm of Quippers is resistant to slashing damage, so that is only going to deal 5 points of damage. Back to the Swarm of Quippers' turn. They have an ability called Blood Frenzy. The Swarm has advantage on melee attack rolls against any creature that doesn't have all of its hit points. So, going to use their bite attack with advantage. A 13 plus 5 is going to hit. 11 points of piercing damage. Back to the Sea Hag's turn. Another claw attack. A 6 plus 5 is going to miss. A big miss there. And we are back to the Swarm of Quippers' turn. Another bite attack with advantage. A 16 plus 5 is gonna hit. Oh my goodness. 18 points of piercing damage. It is now the Sea Hag's turn. Another claw attack. A 5 plus 5 is going to miss. Swarm of Quippers, another bite attack at advantage. A 6 plus 5 is going to miss. To the Sea Hag's turn, another claw attack. What they needed. That is what they needed. Critical hit. 46 plus 3 slashing damage. Oh, that's such a bad roll. Oh my gosh. 9 points of slashing damage, halved to 4. To the Swarm of Quippers' turn, another advantage bite attack. A 12 plus 5 is going to hit. A 7 or more on these 4 dice, and the Sea Hag will be down. That is a total of 18 points of damage. The Swarm of Quippers defeats the Sea Hag. Wow, the Sea Hag got bodied. Freaking bodied, man. And the Swarm of Quippers take control of the first of the 7 seas. Our second Kraken Week matchup pits the Giant Shark versus the Kraken Priest. Who's gonna win? There's only one way to find out. We gotta roll. The Giant Shark will be up first. Gonna use their bite attack. A 16 plus 9 is gonna hit. 3d10 plus 6 piercing damage. Whoo, okay. 29 points of damage. Next up is the Kraken Priest. They're gonna cast their once-a-day spell, Avard's Black Tentacles. Squirming ebony tentacles fill a 20-foot square. When a creature enters the affected area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, the creature must succeed on a dexterity saving throw. So the tentacles are surrounding the Giant Shark, and it is now the Giant Shark's turn. At the start of their turn, they need to make a DC 13 dexterity saving throw. A 13 plus 0, exactly what they needed to save. The Giant Shark will not take 3d6 bludgeoning damage and is not going to be restrained. That is a huge save. The Giant Shark's going to swim out of the tentacles and is going to do another bite attack. The Giant Shark does have a feature called Blood Frenzy. Has advantage on melee attack rolls against any creature that doesn't have all of its hit points. An 18 plus 9 is going to hit. 26 points of piercing damage. It is now the Kraken Priest's turn. The Kraken Priest is going to cast their 3 times a day spell, Control Water, and they're going to use the Whirlpool effect. Creates a vortex, and any creature in the water within 25 feet of the vortex is pulled 10 feet towards it. When a creature enters the vortex for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, it must make a strength saving throw. So the Giant Shark is pulled 10 feet away from the Kraken Priest, and it is now the Giant Shark's turn. At the start of its turn, it must make a strength saving throw, DC 13. A 15 plus 6 saves. So the shark's gonna take 2d8 bludgeoning damage halved and isn't caught in the vortex. 10 points of damage halved to 5. So the shark swims out of the vortex and attempts to bite the Kraken Priest with advantage. A 19 plus 9 is gonna hit. 14 on these 3 dice, and the Kraken Priest is down. 23 on the dice plus 6 is 29 points of damage. And with that, the Kraken Priest goes down. That was demolition. Some huge clutch saves from the giant shark, and the Kraken Priest just could not keep up. So the giant shark takes control of the second of the 7 seas. Our third Kraken Week matchup pits the Hydra versus Triton, Master of Waves. Who's gonna win? There's only one way to find out. We gotta roll. The Hydra will be up first. Gonna use their multi-attack. Makes as many bite attacks as it has heads. The Hydra has 5 heads, so it's gonna be 5 bite attacks. On the first bite attack, the Triton's gonna use their reaction, Frigid Shield. When a creature the Triton can see targets the Triton with an attack, the Triton gains 10 temporary hit points. If the attack hits and reduces the temporary hit points to 0, each creature within 5 feet of the Triton takes 2d8 cold damage. So let's do the first bite attack. An 18 plus 8 is gonna hit. 1d10 plus 5 piercing damage. 7 points of piercing damage. That is not enough damage to bring the temp hit points to 0, so there's gonna be no cold damage dealt. 4 more bite attacks. That is 2 more bite attack hits. 2d10 plus 10 piercing damage. 19 points of damage. It is now the Triton Master of Waves' turn. They're going to use their multi-attack, 2 Wave Touch attacks, and 1 Ray of Frost. First, the Wave Touch attacks. A 6 plus 7 is going to miss, but the 11 plus 7 is going to hit. Next, the Ray of Frost. Because this is a ranged spell attack, the Triton's going to have disadvantage. That is a natural 1. 4d10 cold damage. 23 points of cold damage. And as a bonus action, the Triton's going to use their Summon Water Weird feature. The Triton magically summons 1d4 Water Weirds. So let's roll it. Only 1 Water Weird appears. The Water Weirds act immediately after the Triton and fight until they're destroyed. They disappear if the Triton dies. So it is now the Water Weird's turn. Gonna use their Constrict attack. The Water Weird is invisible in water, which means their Constrict attack will have advantage. A 19 plus 5 is gonna hit. 3d6 plus 3 bludgeoning damage. 14 points of damage. In addition, if the target is medium or smaller, it is grappled, but the Hydra is a huge monstrosity, so it is not grappled. Back to the Hydra's turn. Gonna make 5 more bite attacks, all on the Triton. Their first attack's gonna be at advantage, and the Triton's gonna use their Frigid Shield reaction. And that is a natural 20. 2d10 plus 5 piercing damage. 19 points of damage, and because the damage reduces the temp hit points to 0, the Hydra's gonna take 2d8 points of cold damage. 7 points of cold damage. 4 more bite attacks. 1 hit and 1 more critical hit. 29 points of piercing damage. The Triton Master of Waves' turn. They're gonna do another multi-attack, 2 Wave Touches and 1 Ray of Frost. A 6 plus 7 misses, but the 15 plus 7 hits. The disadvantage Ray of Frost. A 9 plus 7 is gonna hit. 4d10 plus 3d8 cold damage. Whew, okay. Let's count this up. 32 points of cold damage. Because the Triton dealt more than 25 points of damage on its turn, one of the Hydra's heads dies. So the Hydra only has 4 heads currently. It is now the Water Weird's turn. They're gonna do another Constrict attack with advantage. A 19 plus 5 is gonna hit. 10 points of damage. It is now the Hydra's turn. They're going to do another multi-attack. This time, because they only have 4 heads, they're going to do 4 bite attacks. The first bite attack, the Triton's going to use their Frigid Shield reaction. 11 plus 8 hits. 9 points of piercing damage. 3 more bite attacks. That is going to be 3 more hits. 22 points of piercing damage. At the end of the Hydra's turn, it grows 2 heads for each of its heads that died since its last turn. The Hydra also regains 10 hit points for each head regrown in this way. To the Triton Master of Waves' turn. They're going to do another multi-attack, 2 Wave Touch and 1 Ray of Frost. 1 miss and 1 hit. The disadvantage Ray of Frost. An 8 plus 7 is going to hit. 42 points of cold damage. Because more than 25 points of damage were dealt, the Hydra loses 1 more head and now only has 5 heads. The Water Weird's turn. Another Constrict attack with advantage. A 9+5 is gonna miss. The Hydra's turn. Another multi-attack. 5 bite attacks. You know the drill. The Triton's gonna use Frigid Shield on the first attack. A 9+8 is gonna hit. 8 points of piercing damage. 4 more bite attacks. Ooh. 2 hits and 1 critical hit. 4d10 plus 15 piercing damage. A total of 17 on these 4 dice, and the Triton Master of Waves will be down. Oh. With a total of 21 on the dice, plus 15, 36 points of piercing damage. The Triton Master of Waves is down, and the Hydra is victorious. That was a fun battle. So evenly matched. Just a few unlucky breaks for the Triton. And with that, the Hydra is the champion of the third 7 seed. We are on to our 4th Kraken week bout. Merid versus Morkoth. Who's gonna win? There's only one way to find out. We gotta roll. The Morkoth will be up first. Gonna use their multi-attack, 2 bites and 1 tentacle attack. First up, the 2 bites. An 8+6 misses, but the 13+6 hits. Next, their tentacle. A 12+6 hits. 2d6 plus 2 slashing plus 3d8 plus 2 bludgeoning. 19 points of damage. In addition, when a tentacle attack hits, the target is grappled. Until the grapple ends, the target is also restrained and takes 3d8 plus 2 bludgeoning damage at the start of each of its turns. It is now the Merid's turn. First, the Merid takes 3d8 plus 2 bludgeoning damage. 19 points of damage. The Merid's gonna use their water jet action. Magically shoots water in a 60-foot line that is 5 feet wide. Each creature in that line must make a DC 16 dexterity saving throw. On a failure, the target takes 66 bludgeoning damage and is pushed up to 20 feet away. If the Morkoth fails, they will lose the grapple of the Merid. A 2+6 is gonna fail. 66 bludgeoning damage and push 20 feet away. 15 points of damage, and it is now the Morkoth's turn. Gonna do another multi-attack, 2 bites, and 1 tentacle. 11+6 hits, but the 9+6 misses. The tentacle now. A 12+6 hits. Ooh, bad. Okay. 17 points of damage. And the Merid is now grappled and restrained once again. The Merid's turn. At the start of the Merid's turn, they're going to take 3d8 plus 2 bludgeoning damage. 11 points of bludgeoning damage. They're going to try a different tactic here. They're going to cast their once-a-day spell, Conjure Elemental. And they're going to conjure a water elemental next to the Morkoth. The water elemental is going to roll initiative. A 4+2 is a 6, which is a good initiative to have. It is now the water elemental's turn. Gonna make 2 slam attacks. The 9+7 is gonna miss, but the natural 20. 48 plus 4 bludgeoning damage to the Morkoth. 18 points of damage. It is now the Morkoth's turn. Gonna use their multi-attack and make 3 bite attacks at the Merid, all at advantage. An 8+6 misses. An 11+6 hits, and a 19+6 hits. Because the Merid is concentrating, we're going to do the damage roll separately. Each bite hit's going to deal 2d6 plus 2 slashing damage. 12 points of damage, 7 points of damage. The Merid needs to make 2 concentration checks for their Conjure Elemental spell. A 5 and an 8 plus 8, both are going to save. It is now the Merid's turn. At the start of their turn, they're going to take 3d8 plus 2 bludgeoning damage. 14 points of bludgeoning damage, another concentration check. And that is a natural 1, which means the Merid loses concentration on the water elemental. Oh my gosh. So when concentration is broken on Conjure Elemental, you lose control of the elemental. It becomes hostile towards you, your companions, and it might attack. So the elemental is now wild. Another fighter in the ring. The Merid are going to use Water Jet one more time. DC 16 dexterity saving throw from the Morkoth. A 5+6 is going to fail. 20 points of bludgeoning damage, and the Merid is now no longer grappled. It is now the Water Elemental's turn. No longer controlled by the Merid. The Morkoth getting shot 20 feet away. Going to use Whelm on the Merid. Each creature in the elemental space must make a DC 15 strength saving throw. Oh my gosh, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? A 16 plus 6 is gonna save. We are now to the Morkoth's turn. Gonna use their 3 times a day spell, Lightning Bolt. A stroke of lightning forms a line 100 feet long and 5 feet wide. Each creature in that line must make a DC 17 dexterity saving throw. First, the Merid. A 4 plus 5 is gonna fail. And now the Water Elemental. A natural 20 for the Water Elemental. 8d6 lightning damage. 27 points of damage. The Merid is resistant to lightning damage, so they're only going to take 13 points of lightning damage. And the Water Elemental is going to take 13 points of lightning damage. It is now the Merid's turn. Going to cast their once-a-day spell, Control Water. And the effect they're going to choose is Whirlpool. They cause a whirlpool to form in the center of the area. Any creature within 25 feet of the vortex is pulled 10 feet towards it. So the Merid is going to put this vortex right on top of the Morkoth. When a creature enters the vortex for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, it must make a strength saving throw. It is now the Water Elemental's turn. Let's see if they recharge Whelm. They do recharge Whelm. They are going to try to use Whelm on the Merid one more time. DC 15 strength saving throw. Oh my gosh. A natural 1. The Merid takes 2d8 plus 4 bludgeoning damage. 16 points of bludgeoning damage. The Merid's going to have to make a DC 10 concentration check. A 7 plus 8 succeeds. If the creature is large or smaller, which the Merid is, it is also grappled. Until the grapple ends, the target is restrained. At the start of each of the elemental's turns, the target's gonna take 2d8 plus 4 bludgeoning damage. It is now the Morkoth's turn. At the start of their turn, must make a strength saving throw against Control Water. DC 16. A 16 plus 2 saves. The Morkoth takes 2d8 bludgeoning damage halved. 3 points of bludgeoning damage halved to 1. The Morkoth swims out of the vortex and casts Lightning Bolt one more time. DC 17 dexterity saving throw. A 2 plus 5 fails for the Merid. A 15 plus 2 saves for the Water Elemental. 29 points of lightning damage. Both the Merid and Water Elemental take 14 points of damage. DC 10 concentration check for the Merid. A 2 plus 8 still succeeds. It is now the Merid's turn. Gonna use Water Jet on the Water Elemental. DC 16 dexterity saving throw. A 13 plus 2 fails. 25 points of bludgeoning damage. And the Water Elemental is pushed 20 feet away, so the Merid is no longer grappled or restrained. Okay, it is now the Water Elemental's turn. They do get Whelm back. The Water Elemental is going to try to do a Whelm attack on the Morkoth. DC 15 strength saving throw. A 3 plus 2 is going to fail. 8 points of bludgeoning damage, and the Morkoth is now grappled and restrained. It is now the Morkoth's turn. They're going to use their Hypnosis action. Projects a 30-foot cone of magical energy. Each creature in that area must make a DC 17 Wisdom saving throw. We'll say both the Water Elemental and the Merid are within this 30-foot cone. First, the Merid. An 11 plus 7 succeeds. Next, the Water Elemental. A 13 plus 0 fails. On the failed save, the Water Elemental is charmed by the Morkoth for 1 minute. While charmed in this way, the target tries to get as close to the Morkoth as possible, using its action to dash until it is within 5 feet of the Morkoth. It is now the Merid's turn, and they're going to use Water Jet to try to push both the Morkoth and Water Elemental back into their Control Water Whirlpool. A DC 16 dexterity saving throw. First, the Morkoth. A 13 plus 6 succeeds. Next, the Water Elemental. A 10 plus 2 fails. 20 points of bludgeoning damage. The Morkoth's gonna take half. And because Water Jet moves a creature, the Water Elemental is no longer whelming the Merid. Oh, that might have been a bad move from the Merid. But the Water Elemental is now in the Control Water spell. It is now the Water Elemental's turn. Within the Whirlpool Vortex, the Water Elemental must make a DC 16 strength saving throw. An 8 plus 4 is gonna fail. 9 points of bludgeoning damage. Let's see if the Water Elemental's Whelm attack recharges. It does not recharge. The Water Elemental's gonna use their action to try to swim away from the vortex. DC 16 athletics check. A 14 plus 4 is gonna succeed. So the Water Elemental swims out of the vortex. At the end of the Water Elemental's turn, they're gonna make a DC 17 Wisdom saving throw. A 16 plus 0 is going to fail against the charmed condition from the Morkoth. And it is now the Morkoth's turn. The Morkoth's going to swim towards the Marid and use their multi-attack. 2 bite and 1 tentacle attacks. Both bite attacks miss, but the tentacle attack does hit. Whoa! 24 points of damage. DC 12 concentration check for the Marid. A 6 plus 8 is going to succeed. But the Marid is now grappled and restrained by the Morkoth. Oh my god, this is freaking crazy. I'm just going crazy trying to manage all of this in theater of the mind. But this is wild. Guys, this is the most wild fight in the IFC yet. Oh my gosh. Okay, get back to it. Get back to it. So, it is now the Marid's turn. 3d8 plus 2 bludgeoning damage at the start of their turn. 16 points of damage. DC 10 concentration check. A 4 plus 8 succeeds. The Marid's gonna use Water Jet on the Morkoth. DC 16 dexterity saving throw. A 7 plus 6 fails. 21 points of bludgeoning damage. The Marid is no longer grappled by the Morkoth. It is now the Water Elemental's turn. They do recharge Whelm. The Water Elemental is going to get as close to the Morkoth as possible. At the end of their turn, they repeat the saving throw. DC 17 Wisdom saving throw. A 14 plus 0 fails. They are still charmed. It is now the Morkoth's turn. They're going to swim towards the Marid and do another multi-attack. 2 bite and 1 tentacle attack. Oh my gosh. 1 bite hit and a critical hit with the tentacles. Oh my gosh. Guys, this is so crazy right now. This is crazy. Okay. 2d6 plus 2 plus 68 plus 2 bludgeoning damage. Let's do it. That's a pretty good roll. 41 points of damage. My mind right now. The Marid is now grappled and restrained by the Morkoth once again. The Marid's turn. At the start of their turn, they take 3d8 plus 2 bludgeoning damage. As long as I don't get all ones, the Marid will be down. And with 21 points of damage, the Marid goes down. Oh my gosh. What is crazy though, the fight is not over yet. It is now the Water Elemental's turn, who's gonna get within 5 feet of the Morkoth. At the end of the Water Elemental's turn, they get another chance to succeed on the Hypnosis. DC 17 Wisdom saving throw. A natural 1. The Water Elemental is still charmed. It is now the Morkoth's turn. Gonna use their multi-attack. 2 bites and 1 tentacle. Both claw attacks hit, but the tentacles miss. 20 points of slashing damage, half because the Water Elemental is resistant to bludgeoning from non-magical attacks. So that's only going to be 10 points of damage. It is now the Water Elemental's turn. They are still charmed by the Morkoth. Another DC 17 Wisdom saving throw. A 16 plus 0 is gonna fail. It is now the Morkoth's turn. Gonna use their last Lightning Bolt spell. A DC 17 Dexterity saving throw. A 10 plus 2 fails. 16 points on the first roll. A 7 or more on these 4d6s, and the Water Elemental's down. 15 points of damage. The Morkoth not only defeats the Marid, but also defeats the Water Elemental that was conjured by them. And the Morkoth is victorious! What the heck? What the heck? That was the wildest IFC fight to date. That was 10 rounds of combat. And because of the complexity of that, I've literally been recording for an hour. But at the end of the day, the Morkoth is victorious for the 4th of the 7 seas. Our 5th matchup of Kraken Week pits the Ancient Sea Serpent versus the Wastrilith. Who's gonna win? There's only one way to find out. We gotta roll. The Ancient Sea Serpent will be up first. Gonna use their multi-attack, do 1 Constrict and 1 Bite attack. First up, the Constrict. A 15 plus 12 is gonna hit. And with that hit, the Wastrilith is now grappled and restrained. And so, the Sea Serpent's Bite attack will be at advantage. A 10 plus 12 is also gonna hit. 2d12 plus 7 piercing, plus 1d12 cold, plus 4d10 plus 7 bludgeoning damage. Ooh, baby. Okay, let's do it. 51 points of damage. The Wastrilith is resistant to cold damage and bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from non-magical attacks, so that 51 points of damage is only going to deal 25. It is now the Wastrilith's turn. The Wastrilith has a feature called Corrupt Water. Any exposed water within 30 feet of it is befouled. A creature that swims in it must make a DC 18 Constitution saving throw. A 2 + 10 is gonna fail, but the Ancient Sea Serpent's gonna use one of their legendary resistances to succeed on the saving throw. And with this success, the Sea Serpent is immune to the foul water for 24 hours. The Wastrilith's gonna use their multi-attack, 1 bite, 2 claw, and uses their Grasping Spout ability. Because they are restrained, the bite and 2 claw attacks will be at disadvantage. A natural 1 on the bite attack. An 11 + 9 hits. Second claw. Another natural 1. Oh my gosh, that is rough. Let's resolve the Grasping Spout. Magically launches a spout of water at one creature it can see within 60 feet. Target must make a DC 17 strength saving throw, and it has disadvantage if it's underwater. An 8 + 12 is gonna succeed. 46 + 4 slashing damage from the claw, and 48 + 4 acid damage halved from the Grasping Spout. 20 points of damage from the claw. Whoa! Whoa! 35 halved to 17 points of acid damage. At the end of the Wastrilith's turn, the Sea Serpent's going to use a legendary action bite attack. A 12 + 12 is going to hit. 2d12 + 7 piercing plus 1d12 cold. 26 points of damage, halved to 13. It is now the Sea Serpent's turn. Going to make 1 bite attack at advantage. A 16 + 12 is going to hit. 24 points of damage, halved to 12. It is now the Wastrilith's turn. They're going to use multi-attack again. 1 bite, 2 claws, and Grasping Spout. A 13 + 9 is going to hit. Claw number 1. A natural 1. A 3 + 9 is going to miss. 4d12 + 4 piercing damage. 23 points of damage. Grasping Spout, a DC 17 strength saving throw. A 6 + 12 is going to succeed. 48 + 4 acid damage halved. 20 points of acid damage halved to 10. At the end of the Wastrilith's turn, another legendary action bite attack. A 3 + 12 is gonna miss. It is now the Sea Serpent's turn. Another bite attack. A 17 + 12 is gonna hit. 30 points of damage, halved to 15. The Wastrilith's turn. Another multi-attack. First bite attack at disadvantage. A 6 + 9 is gonna miss. A 7 + 9 is also gonna miss. Claw number 2. A 5 + 9 is gonna miss. Grasping Spout, DC 17 strength saving throw. A 19 + 12 is gonna succeed. 23 points of damage, halved to 11. Another legendary action bite attack. And that is a natural 20. Ooh, okay, not a good roll at all. 31 points of damage, halved to 15. The Ancient Sea Serpent's turn, another bite attack at advantage. 12 + 12 is gonna hit. 23 halved to 11. This is a drag out fight here, okay. The Wastrilith's turn, you know the drill, multi-attack. A 13 + 9 is gonna hit. A 19 + 9 is gonna hit. And their last claw attack. Oh my god. And that's another hit. This is huge. 4d12 + 4 piercing plus 8d6 + 8 slashing. 59 points of damage. What a turn. The Wastrilith's turn's not over. Grasping Spout, DC 17 strength saving throw. A 2 on the dice is gonna fail, but the Sea Serpent's gonna use their last legendary resistance. 25 halved to 12 points of damage. Oh my goodness, guys. This is crazy. At the end of the Wastrilith's turn, another bite attack at advantage. A natural 20. Oh my god. That was huge. Another bad roll. 37 points of damage, halved to 18. It is now the Sea Serpent's turn. They're gonna do another bite attack. A 12 + 12 is gonna hit. 28 halved to 14 points of damage. The Wastrilith's turn, and they're gonna go for it. Another multi-attack. A 6 + 9 is gonna miss. Claw attack number 1. A 10 + 9 is gonna hit. Claw attack number 2. 11 plus 9 is gonna hit. A total of 8d6 plus 8 slashing damage. 13 plus 20 is 33 plus 8 is a total of 41 points of damage. And with that, the Wastrilith, grappled, restrained the entire match, takes down the ancient sea serpent. Some incredible rolls from the Wastrilith and some bad critical hit rolls from the sea serpent. The resistance to cold, the resistance to non-magical attacks, that did it for the Wastrilith. And with that, the Wastrilith is your 5th Kraken Week champion. Our second to last bout of Kraken Week pits the Dragon Turtle versus Storm Herald. Who's gonna win? There's only one way to find out. We gotta roll. The Storm Herald will be up first. It's gonna cast Psychic Wave. Unleashes a blast of psionic energy. Each target must make a DC 21 intelligence saving throw. A 13 plus 0 is gonna fail. 3d10 plus 7 psychic damage. Okay, that's a good roll. 33 points of damage. In addition, the target has the stunned condition for 1 minute. An affected creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns. Next up is the Dragon Turtle. They are stunned, so they cannot do anything on their turn, but they can repeat the DC 21 intelligence saving throw at the end of their turn. Here in the IFC, a natural 20 on the saving throw is an automatic success. So even though the Dragon Turtle has a +0 to intelligence, they still can succeed on a DC 21 intelligence saving throw. They just need to roll a natural 20. A 14 plus 0 does not save. Back to the Storm Herald's turn. Let's see if Psychic Wave recharges. A 5 on the dice, it does not recharge. Gonna use their multi-attack. 1 claw, 1 tentacle, and 1 trident attack. All of these are gonna be at advantage. An 11 plus 14 hits. Tentacles. A 19 plus 14 hits. And lastly, the trident. An 18 plus 14 hits. 3d6 plus 8 slashing, plus 3d8 plus 8 bludgeoning, plus 3d8 plus 8 piercing, plus 3d8 lightning. Oh my gosh, okay. 82 points of damage. It is now the Dragon Turtle's turn. They are stunned. End of their turn, DC 21 intelligence saving throw. A natural 1. It is now the Storm Herald's turn. Psychic Wave does not recharge. Another multi-attack. Claw, Tentacle, and Trident. A 4 plus 14 misses with the Claw. A 15 plus 14 hits with the Tentacles. And a 12 plus 14 hits with the Trident. 57 points of damage. Okay, okay. It is now the Dragon Turtle's turn. They need a natural 20 on this DC 21 intelligence saving throw. And that's a 2 on the dice. That's not gonna do it. The Storm Herald's turn. They do not recharge Psychic Wave. Another multi-attack. Claw, Tentacles, and Trident. The Claw hits. The Tentacles hit. And the Trident hits. Oh, 6s. 87 points of damage. I kind of feel bad. The Dragon Turtle's turn. DC 21 intelligence saving throw. A 16 plus 0 fails. Back to the Storm Herald. Psychic Wave does not recharge. Multi-attack. The Claw hits. The Tentacles hit, and the Trident hits. 77 points of damage. The Storm Herald... Couldn't the Storm Herald just put the Dragon Turtle out of their misery? It is now the Dragon Turtle's turn. DC 21, intelligence saving throw. Nope. No. No. It is the Storm Herald's turn. Psychic Wave does not recharge. Multi-attack. On any hit, the Storm Herald wins. The Claws hit. Do I want to roll all of these? Or will I just feel bad? The Tentacles hit. For the first time in IFC history, a monster deals triple digits in a turn. 104 points of damage, and the Storm Herald defeats the Dragon Turtle. It's just hard to watch. And the Storm Herald is the 6th champion of the 7 seas. Our grand finale for Kraken Week is here. Kraken versus Leviathan. Who's gonna win? There's only one way to find out. We gotta roll. The Kraken will be up first. Gonna use Lightning Storm. Magically creates 3 bolts of lightning, each of which can strike a target the Kraken can see. Target must make a DC 23 dexterity saving throw. A 4+7 is going to fail on the first lightning strike. The Leviathan's going to use a legendary resistance to succeed on that saving throw. A 6+7 is going to fail. Another legendary resistance to succeed. And the last lightning bolt. And that is a natural 1. The Leviathan's going to use their final legendary resistance. 12d10 lightning damage halved. Oh my gosh, such good rolls. 76 points of lightning damage, halved to 38. Next up will be the Leviathan. Gonna use Tidal Wave. Magically creates a wave of water that extends from a point it can see. The wave is 200 feet long, 250 feet tall, and 50 feet wide. Each creature must make a DC 24 strength saving throw. A 10 plus 17 succeeds. 7d12 bludgeoning damage halved. 38 points of bludgeoning damage halved. As a legendary action, the Kraken's gonna use Lightning Storm again. 3 DC 23 dexterity saving throws. Even the 10+7 is gonna fail. 74 points of lightning damage. Wow, that is a brutal legendary action. And it's now the Kraken's turn. They're gonna use Lightning Storm again. 3 DC 23 dexterity saving throws. The 17 and 19 on the dice both succeed. The 5 fails. 4d10 lightning damage and 8d10 lightning damage halved. A grand total of 51 points of lightning damage. It is now the Leviathan's turn. Let's see if they get their Tidal Wave back. A 5 in the dice does not recharge Tidal Wave. Gonna use their multi-attack. 1 slam attack and 1 tail attack. First up the slam. A 4+14 does hit. Tail attack. A 2+14 misses. Unfortunately though, the Kraken is immune to bludgeoning damage from non-magical attacks, so the Kraken's only gonna take 2d12 acid damage. 20 points of acid damage. At the end of the Leviathan's turn, another Lightning Storm. DC 23 dexterity saving throw. And that is gonna be 3 failures. 57 points of lightning damage. It is now the Kraken's turn. They're gonna do another Lightning Storm. DC 23 dexterity saving throws. That's gonna be 3 more failures. 66 points of lightning damage. This Leviathan's getting bodied right now by the man of the hour, the Kraken. The week is for you, Kraken, and you're showing up. At the end of the Kraken's turn, the Leviathan's gonna use a legendary action slam attack. A 15+14 hits. 17 points of damage. The Leviathan's turn. Tidal Wave does not recharge. Another multi-attack. 1 slam and 1 tail. A 2+14 misses for the slam. Oh my gosh. And a 2+14 misses with the tail. Another legendary action, Lightning Storm. DC 23 dexterity saving throws. That's going to be 1 success and 2 failures. And with exactly 42 points of damage, the Kraken defeats the Leviathan. Wow, just a beatdown. 3 turns to take out the Leviathan. The Kraken, it's your week, baby. Show up and show off, Kraken. My gosh. And the Kraken is your 7th champion of the 7 seas. My name is Brandon, and this has been a special Kraken Week edition of the Interplanar Fighting Championships.